Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome, man. Welcome to Beyond Classic Rock. Today, man, I've got an album reaction coming your way, and it's featuring the music of a band called New Order. The album is called Movement, and this is a band comprised of members of previously Joy Division, very successful band. And that ended in a little bit of tragedy. They lost their lead singer, I remember. I've done a Joy Division reaction in the past. Anyway, man, I want to give a shout out and a thanks to VoiceOver. And VoiceOver says, Hi Wayne, this album request is for New Order's Movement. The first album they made after Joy Division ended in such tragedy with Ian's death, and you can still surprisingly hear a lot of Joy Division influence, but also a preview of things to come of the electronic style New Order would subsequently become famous for. But I must admit, I like it most because of the lingering influence of Joy Division. I have very good memories of the third song, Senses, as it was often played in a nightclub in '82 I used to go to, and on the first few bars, everybody would immediately flock to the dance floor and go absolutely nuts. Good times. Sounds good, man. All right, so let's hit this up. New Order. The album will go all the way through. 8 tracks of decent length. Starting with Dreams Never End. Movement. Let's get it. Rest in peace, Ian Curtis. Next long intro. Okay. Dreams never end. And this is true. Definitely has that 80s vibe, doesn't it? Club vibe.
Oh, it's a strange day in such a lonely way. I saw some children dance. I watched my life in a trance, and the people around me seem so glad to be here. Will my time pass so slowly on the day that I fear?
On the day that I the day he knows that he's gonna pass away. Or the day maybe his marriage is coming to an end.
And the noise that surrounds me grows so loud in my head. From the promise I made to the lies that I said. Oh, it's a strange day in such a lonely way. Some people look down on me. I hope they like what they see.
It's his ultimate fall or demise. And he's got public shame going on. He said lies and stuff, so maybe it's the end of it.
Such a strange day.
End of his reign, end of the relationship. I like the pacing of the song and the delivery. It's got a cerebral touch to it. It's like a modern day Pink Floyd would do. Senses. Voiceover, I can see you jumping on the dance floor now. You and all your friends. It's back in '82. It's definitely a good club track. Nice instrumentals in the middle, stretching the song out.
Too hard to recall this moment's glory. A faint reminder of a broken story. My vague emotions, one day will vanish. No reason ever was given. No reason ever was given.
It's a really cool extended jam tune. I'm visualizing the club scene and how much people would be into this. Great track, man. I can see why you like it.
One day in the south. there's somewhere you can help me out. I said to you, all I did for you, all I did for you, all I did for you.
Probably another decent track for the club scene. Good continuous beat. It's not as long as Census. Okay. Nice touch in the end there. ICB. Don't you feel that his voice should have a little bit more volume? It's like the music is drowning out his vocals. Or is that an intentional thing? Some sort of an effect?
Say
He's a little disillusioned about something, but I'm not catching what exactly. I wash my hands in innocence. When you start to take hold. So he's got ghosts haunting him. Their instrumentals are excellent. But I'll need to hear this song again. I missed it. I missed what I was supposed to catch the meaning. There's a serious message there that I didn't get. The hymn.
Some days you waste your life away. These times I find no words to say. A crime I once committed failed me. Too much of heaven's eyes I saw. Only when meanings have no reason, they're taken beyond your sense of right and wrong.
He's kind of lost.
In a great hall, he pays penance to the air above him. White circles, black lines surround me. Reborn, so plain I see.
doing some soul searching. Interesting song. Okay, that was the same song still. Okay. I thought we were already into the other song. Okay. Doubts even here.
Those steps which seem to take a lifetime, when eyes just turn and
Sounds like he's praying. Wow, that's a serious song. Denial. These guys kind of remind me of Pink Floyd and how they were singing about Syd Barrett. I feel they're singing about Ian Curtis. His death had to have influenced them. I can see how many of these songs would have to do with him. I might be wrong. See, the tone and everything is very upbeat, but they're singing about some serious shit. If you're on the dance floor, of course you're not gonna catch it. But sitting here and listening to it, okay, man. So that is New Order. The album Movement. It's a good album. It's got a little bit of everything mixed in. And if you are a fan of the Joy Division sound and a fan of New Order in their own right, this is a pretty good album. And yeah, I can totally understand you, voiceover. Senses was definitely the big standout song on this album, but there are other songs that have a very, how would I say, I'm going to use a Pink Floyd term, a very cerebral touch to it. And I feel that they're focusing and singing about Ian Curtis and the lessons and all of the different influences that came about from his passing. You know, when you have a big major influence and you're a band, you know, things come to you and you express it in a certain way. And as a musician, as a creator, you're going to express it in music. And I have a feeling that a lot of the passages in these songs has to do with him. Now, in general, you can say, no, it's mainly about just internal struggles and challenges, disillusionment, and trying to overcome certain things. It could be that too, basically. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, perhaps. But I don't know. I feel that this as like they're singing about someone specific, and I feel that specific person is Ian Curtis. But let me know if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Good album overall. Good album. If I was rating it out of 5, I would give it a 3.5, 4 out of 5. And you know, that's definitely good. That would be above average. You know, of course, 5 being excellent. I don't give too many 5s though. All right, so let's do this. Let's well, first a little bit about New Order, and then we'll go into Movement, into the actual album. So first, New Order. New Order are an English rock band formed in 1980 by vocalist and guitarist Bernard Sumner, bassist Peter Hook, and drummer Stephen Morris. The band formed after the demise of Joy Division, following the suicide of lead singer Ian Curtis. They were joined by Gillian Gilbert on keyboards later that year. I wanted to say Jillian, but it's Gillian. New Order's integration of post-punk with electronica and dance music made them one of the most acclaimed and influential bands of the 80s. They were the flagship band for Manchester-based independent record label Factory Records and its nightclub, the Hacienda, and they worked in long-term collaboration with graphic designer Peter Saville. While the band's early years were overshadowed by the legacy of Joy Division, their experience of the early 80s new club dance scene saw them increasingly incorporate dance rhythms and electronic instrumentation into their work. Their 83 hit Blue Monday became the best-selling 12-inch single of all time and a popular club track. In the 80s, they released successful albums such as Power, Corruption and Lies, Technique, and the singles compilation Substance. They disbanded in '93 to work on individual projects before reuniting in '98. In the years since, New Order has gone through various hiatuses and personal changes, most prominently the departure of Hook in 2007. They released their 10th studio album, Music Complete, in 2015. Okay. So, Movement, the album. Movement is the debut studio album by English rock band New Order, released on the 13th of November in '81 by Factory Records. Recorded in the wake of Joy Division frontman Ian Curtis's suicide the previous year, the album is a continuation of the dark post-punk sound of Joy Division's material, increasing the use of synthesizers while still being predominantly rooted in rock. At the time of its release, the album was not particularly well received by critics or audiences, only peaking at number 30 on the UK albums chart. The band would gradually shift to a more electronic sound over the course of the next year. In the decade since its release, retrospective critical reception has been very positive, with reviewers praising the album as a middle ground between the band's work as Joy Division and their subsequent alternative dance material. Slant magazine placed the album at number 42 on its list of the best albums of the 80s, saying it exists almost exactly in between Joy Division's post-punk sound, and the synth pop style that would come to define New Order and influence pop music for decades. Their sound. Musically, Movement is a transitional album. References to Ian Curtis appear on the songs ICB, rumored to be an acronym for Ian Curtis Buried, confirmed by Peter Hook in a 2013 interview, and The Hymn. The expansion of the sonic palette heard on Closer is also present on this album, with synths on all but the opening track and electronic percussion, especially on Truth. Hook's bass takes on a melodic role while Gilbert provides the low end of the song on the songs Chosen Time and Denial. However, despite this continuity, Movement also hints at New Order's distinct sound on its later albums. Tracks such as Senses flirt with funkier guitar motives than Joy Division, and Dreams Never End is the only song on this album with the classic guitar bass drum lines. With the classic guitar bass drums lineup. There we go. In a questionnaire interview with the fanzine Artificial Life, the band were asked if they were happy with the album, to which they replied, "We were happy with the songs, not all happy with the production." Peter Hook later revealed, "We were confused musically. Our songwriting wasn't coming together. I don't know how we pulled out of that. I actually like Movement, but I know why nobody else likes it. It was good for the first 2.5 minutes, then it dipped." Interesting what an artist thinks about their own work sometimes. Reception. Released in November '81, just weeks after Joy Division's retrospective live double album, Still, Movement was met with a tepid reception, with critics disappointed by what was perceived to be a lack of forward momentum after the Ceremony single. It's rumored that the band considered either remixing or even entirely re-recording the album, but time and financial constraints prevented this. Fortunately, a new song called Temptation would provide the band with the necessary impetus and a new direction. Okay. Forward-moving momentum. So they would go on then to have very successful albums, all of those albums that I listed that I won't read again. So, okay, man. Even though they started as Joy Division, New Order formed their own legacy in their own right, and that's great. That's all you can ask for. When you have a big, successful machine like Joy Division, it's hard to shake yourself out from under that shadow. And the question is, do you really want to? It's great momentum, and it will help to propel you. So why not ride that wake of good fortune, right? All right, man. So that concludes our look at Movement. Good album, very good album, and definitely have some shades of Joy Division influences. And I was right, there are some songs, not all, but some songs that definitely focus on Ian Curtis, and rightly so. I totally understand. It's a very, very major moment in your life when you lose someone this close, and their influence on you as an artist, definitely, it's understandable that you would put that in a manner of expression like music, especially if you're an artist. So, coming up on the platform, man, got some funk, some soul, R&B, some progressive metal, and a little bit of folk rock. Somebody, and I can't remember who now, got some jazz and some classical and stuff like that going on. I have a feeling one of those might be voiceover, actually, but I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to go and take a really detailed look. When I get recommendations I kind of do a quick read of the introduction of what it is that I'm being sent sometimes, if there is one. Sometimes some people will just say, this is the album and this is the artist. Stop, nothing more. They barely even say hello sometimes. And then, so I kind of get impressions in my mind. And that's why I have this, so I can't remember specifics sometimes. But anyway, I know that's what's coming up on the platform within the next couple of days, man. So this was excellent. I really liked it. Thanks very much, voiceover. And it was really cool to kind of get an idea of where Joy Division ended up. And they ended up in a really, really good place, it seems. And yeah, so they still are around. So New Order are an English rock band. So they're still around. They're still doing their thing. So there you go. Great legacy, man. Anyway, have a good one. Take care. And next time you see me, it'll be tomorrow. And again, I can't remember exactly what we're doing tomorrow, but that's the beauty of this platform, isn't it? It's always a mixed bag or a box of chocolates, as Forrest Gump says. Anyway, have a good one. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.